So I'm in a lot of traffic on 93 South leaving Boston. I thought I'd share. For those of you who cannot even fathom being able to eat meat for the rest of your life, just meat for the rest of your life, know that carnivore can literally just be a reset. What I encourage a lot of people in my life to do is take 30 days. Just take 30 days of removing sugar, carbohydrates, a lot of the things that have us on a blood sugar roller coaster, seed oils, things that are super inflammatory. Take all that out for 30 days. You're probably going to love it so much you're going to want to do it for longer. But even if, say, you do the carnivore diet for like a 90-day cycle, excuse me, you lose a lot of inflammation, you start to understand how the high-fat, high-protein diet can help you wait to eat longer in between meals. Like maybe you were somebody that felt like you needed to eat every 2 hours, but then you realize, oh wow, when I'm eating all of this satiating foods, I can wait to eat longer. And maybe you get really good at just like making the same stuff over and over and over again. You're learning a lot of really good lessons about how your body adapts to food, how your body absorbs food, and you're going to get amazing benefits because meat is super bioavailable. Eggs are amazingly bioavailable. All of these things are going to absorb into your system, and they're not going to have to compete with all the loads of fiber that we are eating. I used to do it too. Tons of huge salads, lots of veggies, lots of fruit. Your body is going to adapt to this new way of eating. I recommend for everybody to try going to fat adapted state, meaning you are not taking in any sugar, but you are completely fat adapted and you are using your fat for energy and you're converting your fat to glucose for energy. But even if you decide that you don't want to do this forever, I think what you can do is then, after any true elimination diet, you're going to introduce food one thing at a time, hopefully. Introduce food one thing at a time and start to notice how your body feels. Now, you never have to go to processed foods again. So if you just do this reset, it might be the kind of head start that you need to never go back to processed foods, and then you're good. You don't need to call yourself a carnivore. I don't think everyone needs to be carnivore for the rest of your life. Maybe you go ketovore and you add in some vegetables. Maybe you go and you add in some berries. Maybe you're totally fine with that. Maybe you decide that you really want to have gluten-free types of carbohydrates and that feels good for you. Great. Everybody can be on their own journey. For me, I am doing carnivore because I know how taking sugar out of my diet is going to set me up to not feed cancer. And there's a lot of cancer in my family. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing low carb forever, low to no carb forever. That is just the way that I want to roll. Will I add in some fruit? Probably not, because I also know that I have a definite problem with carbohydrates. I don't moderate them well, and so if I have sugar, if I have something sweet, it starts to bring all of the craving monsters back for me. And so I prefer to just eat a super delicious steak, maybe even put on some seasonings, maybe put a pickle on the side. All of that satisfies me, gives me all sorts of different tastes and textures without going back to the sweet things. So for me, my why is food addiction based and binge disorder based. Your why might be that you have SIBO and that you want to heal something within your gut. And maybe you do, because you do the carnivore diet, you allow the fat and the protein to heal your gut. And then you slowly add back in foods, and maybe you notice, well, I don't feel good when I have cruciferous veggies. So maybe you just don't do that, and you have like mixed greens, but you don't go back to cauliflower or broccoli. All I'm saying is carnivore is a very healing diet. And so I believe in this being the true elimination diet. This is the way that our bodies were meant to eat, are meant to digest foods. I don't think that we need fiber. I know that cholesterol in my body is healthy, and that I've managed my blood sugar the best that I ever have without having any carbohydrates. I don't need to have moderate. I'm going to have none. Just the carbohydrates that I get from some dairy that I add into my meals to make them taste great. So that's how I think that we should play it. Go carnivore. do the elimination piece, and then decide what your next iteration of it is. Do you need to be carnivore 100% forever? Absolutely not. I'm not a diehard like that. So I hope this helps.